I'm going to demonstrate for you how to cut a pineapple. So first thing I want to point out is my station, how I have it set up. So I've got a scrap bucket here. I've got my cutting board. I got where my finished product is going to go. I'm going to do some on a platter, and then the rest of it's going to go into this container for storage. And then I have the tools that I need for this job. So the first knife we're going to use is an offset serrated knife. To me, this is just one of the most versatile pieces of equipment that you can use in a kitchen. The other thing that's nice about using a serrated on a product like a pineapple, this core, this outer part is very coarse, and this kind of cuts through it and it makes it a lot easier. So we're gonna lay our pineapple on its side to make the first cut. The first thing I'm gonna do is cut the top off. Now I'm gonna save this top and actually use it as a garnish on the platter right here. So I'm gonna cut it at a slight angle so that when it's sitting on the platter, it actually will kind of tilt back a little bit for the rest of my presentation. I'm gonna go through the pineapple all the way, bring my knife back and go all the way through. So it's a little bit of a sawing action. So there's my top. Now this is gonna be my garnish as a start for this platter. First thing I'm gonna do now is cut the base. So now this pineapple will sit nice and level here, so when I start to remove the outside. So cutting away from myself, notice how I'm following the contours of the pineapple to get rid of this rind on the outside. I'm trying to stay as close as possible. We want to get the most yield out of any product that we're prepping. All right, so we can go around and we can just kind of clean it up just a little bit more. Want to just make sure there's nothing there that we don't want people to put in their mouths. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my trim. This can go to compost. All right, at this point, we're going to cut this pineapple directly in half right down the middle. So let's take a look at the inside of the pineapple. So this part right here is the center core. Now, unless this comes straight off a tree and it's fresh, more than likely, this is gonna be kind of woody, and when you put it in your mouth, it doesn't really have a good mouth feel to it. So we're actually gonna remove it from the pineapple. Now, because of the way I'm doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and cut now into quarters, and now that right there is that core, and I can bring my knife down this way, core's gone. That's 100% yield of pineapple that we can serve. Depending on what we're gonna do, if we're making a salsa, we could slice this up and dice it for like a salsa or a chutney. In this case, we are gonna slice it. Now, I am gonna switch to a cook's knife or a French knife here to make my slices. Whatever the product is, it's sitting flat on the table. We don't wanna cut on this side because it rolls and it might not be, you could hurt yourself. So I'm gonna slice straight down, and notice I'm gonna keep all the pieces together. Just one nice smooth action forward and back, and I have a nice slice of a pineapple. Now, what I can do now is use my knife, kind of like a spatula like this. I've got all my sliced pineapple, and I'm gonna move over here. So at this point, I can finish this platter with some other fruit, maybe some berries, some other sliced melon, but that gives you an idea how you can use pineapple as a part of your display and part of your platters. And then you can use the tops as a display. All right, let's just talk about dicing. I'm gonna go ahead and slice long ways on the pineapple. And what we're gonna make here is we're just going to dice it up. We're gonna use this in a chutney or salsa. If I was gonna be making a lot of this, what I'd be doing is probably putting it in a food processor, and I'd be pulsing it just to break it down for large batches. So now we have a nice diced and chopped pineapple that we can use in a salsa.